Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to be talking about our Wonders reading for Unit 1, Week 3. And we'll be talking more about the story we read yesterday, which was Room to Grow. So let me share my presentation with you now. Oops, logged me out. Let's log in again. Okay, day 2. All right, so hopefully you are seeing what I'm seeing, which is a little bit of our Room to Grow first page, and then a box that says model, ask and answer questions. So we talked a little bit yesterday about when we're reading that it's a good idea to ask questions as we read. So asking and answering questions can help you understand room to grow. When should you ask questions and how should you ask questions? Let's see. Ask yourself questions about a story as you read. Then look for details to help you answer each question. This will help you check your understanding. And if you're not understanding, you can't answer the question, maybe you need to go back and reread. So let's look. Reread the passage, Spring in the City. Think of a question, then identify details that answer it. Use the Think Aloud to help you. So we're going to reread this section of Room to Grow, Spring in the City. My name is Kiku Sato. Last spring, my family and I moved from the country to the big city. Our new home in Portland has no yard. There wasn't even a tiny plot of land. So Mama made an indoor garden. First, she and Papa planted seeds in pots. Then they hung them from the hooks. Next, they crammed plants onto the shelves. Green vines tumbled over desks. Soon our house had plants everywhere. Okay, so a question that we might ask is, why were there so many plants in Kiku's house? Can we find out? Let's look for some details. Okay, so they've highlighted the details for us. Our new home in Portland had no yard, so that's why they had to have their plants in the house. So they crammed them onto shelves in the house. So those are some of the details that answer our question. Okay, why did Jill's mother ask Kiku's mother for help? So let's read this section and see if you can tell me some details that answer this question. Room to grow. My mother taught me how to make a tea, said Mama. She also taught me how to plant a traditional Japanese garden. I learned to make the most of a compact small space. All of a sudden, Jill's mother smiled. Can you help us with a project, she asked. Our community wants to plant a garden. Our plot is very small. There's so much we want to grow. So why did Jill's mother ask Kiku's mother for help? Was it because she learned to make the most of a compact space and their community wanted to grow a garden and they had a very small area? I think it was. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about sequencing. So we've talked about this before. Sequencing is the order in which things happen. So as you read Room to Grow, knowing the sequence of events will help you understand the plot. What is the sequence of events? So like we just said, sequence is the order in which important events take place. And you can look for words when you're looking for sequencing. Words like first, next, then, finally. So first gives you a good clue that this is the first thing that happened. Finally gives you a good clue that this is the last thing that happens. So these signal words show the sequence of events. Let's go back to bigger. Okay, reread the passage from Spring in the City. Highlight signal words to help you identify the sequence of events. Then highlight the event that follows each signal word. Use the think aloud to help you. Okay, let's take a look. Our new home in Portland had no backyard. There wasn't even a tiny plot of land. So Mama made an indoor garden. First, first she and Papa planted seeds in pots. So the first thing they did was plant the seeds. Then, so the second thing they did was hang them from hooks. Next, the third thing they did was cram the plants onto the shelves. And the fourth thing that happened as a result was that the green vines tumbled over the desks. So we're not going to put these in the boxes, but if we did, we would say first they planted seeds, second they hung them from hooks, next they crammed them onto shelves. So that's our sequence of events, or the order in which things happened. Oops. Let's get rid of this if we can. Okay. Next, we're going to maybe come back to you. Hi. And we're going to take a look at the worksheets that we're going to work on today. So let's look at the first one. Is called Joseph Bruchek. Let's make this a bit bigger. Okay, and there are a couple of different things we are going to do with this passage. So you are going to have someone time you reading this passage for 1 minute, then you're going to record your score. And then for the second time, you're going to record your score, and the third time, record your score. Okay, so you could send me an email with your score if you'd like, or you can add a text box to this page and put your score in there. Okay, so we're going to use these numbers on the side to tell us how far we got. And then remember that if you make mistakes, you don't know words, then you have to subtract those from your total score. Okay, after you've done that, you're going to go ahead and continue reading on the next page. And then you're going to go to the third page. Here's where we're going to record your score. But we are also going to answer some questions. So we're going to answer what happened during the winter at Joseph's grandparents' store. What happened next after Joseph read stories to his sons? Reread the 5th paragraph. What did Joseph do after he began to write stories? Okay, and then we're going to record your fluency if you didn't already send it to me in an email or record it on the first page. Okay, so that is what you're going to be expected to do on this one. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. All right, we're going to look at this worksheet, which is final E. Here are spelling words, all with a final E in the box. These are the words you're going to use. Write the spelling words that contain each long vowel sound below. So we have spelling words with the long A sound, which says A. We have spelling words with the long O sound, which says O. We have spelling words with the long I sound, which is I. And we have spelling words with the long U sound, which says U or oo. And then they're asking you for the last question, which word has an unexpected vowel spelling? Okay, so let's look for a word with a long A. Fine, I, smoke, O, skate, A. Oh, I think I found one. So I'm going to come to my first text box. I'm going to delete these words and I'm going to write the word state. Okay, let's move over here and look for a long O. A long O. I think there might have been one that we already read. Let's see. Fine, I smoke. Oh, okay, smoke. So I'm going to put smoke right here. Let's see if we can find a long I. Long I. Fine. Oh, the very first one. Fine, I. So we're going to put fine here. This. Okay, then at the bottom, compare the words lake and smoke. How are they alike and how are they different? So I want you to tell me at least one way that the words lake and smoke are alike and one way that they are different. I'll help you by starting with the way they are alike. So I'm going to say that lake and smoke are both words with long vowel sounds. A and O are both long vowel sounds. Now I want you to add a sentence telling me how they are different. Okay, and that's it for that one. Let's look at one more worksheet. Okay. All right, so final E, inflectional endings. Our instructions say to read each sentence, select the correct spelling of the missing word, then write it on the line. Okay, we're going to modify these instructions a little bit, and we're not going to write it on the line. We're just going to have you circle which word is correct. So I am blank my money for a new skateboard. So when we have words that end in E, like all of the spelling words do this week, when we add inflectional endings, that's things like ed, ing, s. When we make it past tense, future tense, present tense, or plural, we usually take off this final E. So I am saving my money for a new skateboard. So here we have the E, here we don't. Which one of those is correct? Yes, saving without the E is correct. Let's do one more together. My mom likes our family pet to eat in the blank room, dining room. So dine is D-I-N-E, but I'm adding that ing. So before I add ing, I remove this E, and that means that dining, D-I-N-I-N-G, is correct. Okay, so you're just dragging those circles. You do not have to type the whole word in on the line. We're just going to do the circles. Okay, so there are 10. I've done the first 2 for you. So you're going to do the next 8 on your own. All right, and I think that first worksheet, I don't think I really presented that to you. I think I just talked about it as if I was presenting it. So let's look at that one again, or really for the first time. The Joseph Bruchak fluency. Okay, so it looks like this. So this is what you're going to read to record your fluency. Your fluency gets recorded on the 3rd page. It looks like this. We're going to type it in here. If you just do it one time, that's fine. Then you're going to read the whole thing. So we're going to go back to the beginning. And we're going to read, maybe. There we go. And we're going to read the second page. And then on the third page, we're going to answer these questions. So what happened during the winter at Joseph's grandparents' store? What happened next after Joseph read stories to his sons? Then reread the fifth paragraph. So you're going to count down to the fifth paragraph. What did Joseph do after he began to write stories? All right, stop presenting there. So those are your instructions for today's reading assignments, and I hope you have fun doing them, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.